And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another round 3 match in the 2021 CB4 Any Percent Tournament. This race will determine the second participant of the next round, following Kenshin Trek into the quarterfinals. And what a matchup it is between two of the very best racers this game has to offer. From the US, we have Just Defend, who bested Retrofile TV in the second round with a very good race time of 34:28. His PB is a stunning 32:32, which puts him on 8th place on the SRC leaderboard. And seeing that his PB was submitted 6 years ago, he really can be considered one of the pioneers of the modern day CV4 speedrun. His opponent from France on the right side, of course, is none other than Vruche, who is placed 4th on the SRC leaderboard with a blazing 31:43, which is only 18 seconds away from world record. He defeated Tinue in the last round with a 32:54, taking one death on a very dangerous Vegas bridge gamble in the process. So, in short, this matchup is extremely high profile, and I'm sure we're going to be looking at a very close and highly entertaining match. Now, with me in the commentator's booth is the one and only Drunken Draconian, who is, of course, a highly skilled runner of CB4 any percent, as well as a very good low percent runner. So, how are you doing, and what do you expect of today's match?
Hello, Eagle Eye. I'm doing very good, and I'm very excited about this match. Vruche and Just Defend have been members of the speedrun community of this game basically since the game came out, and they're very, very capable. I know Vruche has a few more recent strats than Just Defend that he's going to go for, but that also means that his risk is going to be a little bit higher too. So I think we're going to see a very close race the whole way through.
Yeah, and you know what they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but in case of JD, I'm sure he has a few aces up his sleeve. And of course, Vruche is one of the most consistent runners of this game. He is playing like a machine at times, and he's super precise with almost every input he puts into the game. And I'm very hyped, very excited, and this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, I'm just checking to make sure both these racers are good to go, and we'll be getting this race underway. All right, buckle your seatbelts, everyone. All right, so just for the beginning of the stage or beginning of the game here, I just let everyone know this game has a lot of flashing lights. So if you're photosensitive in any way, maybe take some steps. We'll try and let you know before it happens, but it's all over the game. So just be prepared, be mindful.
Yes, absolutely. We're not looking at the same feed. Both players have just typed in JD, so we're good to go now. Gonna do a little sync, I guess. A little sync up between those two as they're going into stage one, and this race has officially started. So let's hype this up. This is gonna be a close one.
Yeah. Yeah, stage one's pretty standard stuff. We're going to make our way through. We're going to damage boost as much as we can. Each damage boost saves you like just about a second-ish. And you only have 16 pips of health, so you can only take roughly about 5 boosts before you're out of your boost fuel.
Yep, it's pretty much using this boost fuel to the best of your possibilities. Filling up Simon in the process. There are some meats on the way in stage one to bring you up to better health. But it's very much about boosting your way ahead and getting a triple cross built up.
Do you think we're going to see a 1-2 ring clip for either of these runners?
I might assume we will, but no, we don't.
No. It's a really risky strat. If you miss it, you die. And in a race as close as this, it's probably not worth going for. But then again, it could be the difference between a win and a loss.
Yeah, it could be, but in the end, it only saves pretty much similar to the book jump. It only saves a few seconds, so taking the risk is not really worth it.
Yeah, we'll probably see a zip from Vruche. Not sure about Just Defend.
I think we're gonna.
We'll save that for later on.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see a zip from both. But yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Test hand is still stage 1. Both are pretty synced up right now. Going to take a few Medusa head boosts. Ooh, Just Defend getting the boost the wrong way.
Yeah, these are pretty tough to actually get because the Medusas are so fragile. If you do a full whip, they just explode and die. So you have to do a limp whip. Right, so yeah, that backwards boost puts Vruche just a little bit ahead. Triple jump is set up for Bourdain. Yeah, ideal fight from both. He's not jumping around on them.
No, will we see a Triforce and Just Defend? Almost.
Yeah, he picked up the extra cross. Yeah, Triforce is one of the nice swag strategies in this game. Doesn't really cost any time. It's just a little extra embellishment. When you put so much time into the game, it's kind of fun to have that display.
Yeah, it's always cool to put such a thing on display for the audience to watch. Just Defend getting grabbed by one of those purple hands.
Yeah, handled it really well though. You can lose a lot more time if you don't do the proper. Oh, this spider.
Oh, chased by the little spider. Very pertinent. Very. He doesn't despawn. He just has to go off screen. Yeah, both trying to get into the rhythm now. I mean, I bet even high caliber players as Just Defend and Vruche will be feeling some nerves going into this race because, I mean, it's the third round of the official tournament, so everything is possible and every nerves are allowed in this stage of the tournament.
The big thing I'm worried about as someone who's in the losers bracket, one of these guys is gonna have to be fought through if you want to make it through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a tough one, no matter who you are. Playing against one of those two in the losers bracket will not be an easy task to fulfill.
So a little bit of heart management here. These players want to have just enough hearts for the Medusa fight and maybe a couple extra that they can get rid of, because after this Medusa fight, which isn't really a fight, it's more of just a showcase of the boss for 2 seconds and they're gone. But you don't want to have any hearts left over so that on the next screen, it was a cool setup by Just Defend. On the next screen, this hand that just touched Vruche, it doesn't create any like fireworks or extra sprites. It just touches you and
touches you and goes away.
Yeah.
So yeah, the name.
Go ahead.
The name of the game in this stage is to work with the flow of the river, to not be pushed back by the current, and both are doing pretty good at this. You have to make sure Just Defend in the position now where he has to take the boost of the Bone Pillar. You have to make sure not to jump too far. I mean, that happens when you tend to wait too long with the jump too far into the spikes, suffering an early death. So that is pretty much the one thing to look out for, taking as many boosts as you can going forward into the caves.
Yeah, you could actually avoid jumping over him by doing a less than full jump, so doing like a 1 or 2 frame jump, and you'll end up always coming down on the opposite side of that enemy so that you don't hit the spikes accidentally.
Yes, and the caves, that is pretty much where the whole health management starts to get more important in the game, because you want to have enough health to do all the boosts in the upcoming stage 3-2, the waterfalls, and 3-3, the submerged city, where you can do an eye boost. So it's very important to not bump into those mudmen in this part of the stage 3, whipping down on them as you jump over them to minimize the damage from 4 down to 3. Both players looking pretty good now, only lost 3 pips of health. Vruche now onto the next section where we are going to see the ring glitch, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, this ring glitch saves quite a bit of time. You skip an entire wing of this the area. Oh yeah, Vruche has to be careful of that fuzzball. It's coming up here. We're going to see a damage boost, which allows us to grab onto the ring earlier. Perfect.
Yeah, very clean execution by Vruche. Now let's see what JD does. Also very clear, both proceeding in a very fast fashion.
Yeah, that was very nice. JD was unfortunately on the wrong side of the ring, but he noticed it very quickly and he was able to switch over to the right side and pop up.
Yeah,
so just enough health for the eyeball boost for both players too.
Yep, Vruche coming up to the eyeball boost now. And it's very much, I think Bobby said it, that every player has his own setup for the eye boost jump, and that is true. It's like almost everyone has his own routine for setting this jump up. JD not going for the eyeball boost.
Yeah, he must have taken an extra hit. I actually didn't get a chance to see that.
Yeah, he must have.
Alright, no quick ring snap there from Vruche. It's definitely not worth it for a race. It's another one that'll just kill you straight up if you miss it.
Yeah, it's one of those things you'll do when you're hunting for a new PB, but for a race, it's a bit risky.
So JD has a chance to regain some time here. Vruche missed the ring glitch on this screen. Just Defend can hit it. Nice.
Yep, very good. JD only with 3 pips of health, like Vruche. He's not going for the extra meat. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that was close. That was
Vruche
really
with
close.
A quick kill of the Orphic Vipers. Very well done. Let's see what JD can do. And the race is still very close together.
Yeah. The game doesn't get easier from this point on.
No, it really doesn't. Stage 3 is very much the threshold of where the game ramps up in difficulty and gets more technical. And stage 3 for many runners is the most hated stages of all because it's so inconsistent. It can be so inconsistent, but both are getting through here quite in a very, very good fashion.
Yeah, Vruche is making his way through the first part of stage 4 and coming to the midway boss of Puexel. Shouldn't be too much of an issue with the triple cross. But this boss, the longer he lives, the more lag he creates. He kind of dirties up the wall behind him, and it just ends up slowing the game down quite a bit.
Yep. But Vruche making quick work of him now off to the rotating room, which is kind of an intermission in the game. Not really much to do besides maybe kill some Medusa heads in a swaggy style. We'll see about if Vruche is gonna go for this. No.
I think he's just gonna take a bit of a breather.
Yep.
The Medusa heads, they spawn based on your position, so if you are just standing there or sitting there and ducking, they're not gonna hit you at all. It's pretty beautiful. I was a little upset when I found out about this, because this room used to kill me a lot as a child.
Yeah, it used to kill me as a runner even, so I don't know who taught me this, but it was just like, just stay still, sit down there, nothing happens. And it was like mind blown. It was like, what, you can just do that? And yeah, that's basically it. Just duck down there and do nothing.
Yeah, for the low percent run in the end of stage 1, you can actually jump to spawn the Medusa heads a little bit high, and then they don't bother you at all for the later section where you would normally take damage boosts. Alright, more fancy rotating stuff, only this is a faux 3D mode 7 effect. Lots of lag introduced by this effect, unfortunately, so I'm going to try not to kill anything. All the explosions and bones really bog down the Super Nintendo.
Yes, they do. And the objective is just, as you said, to kill nothing. To kill very few.
There's the one at the beginning, but that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And now Vruche, I think he's setting up for the zip. Crouching under this slab, going up. Let's see if he gets... Yep, he's doing the setup for the zip. Ooh, let's see. And?
Oh, it's still good. Nice.
Yep, Vruche doing the zip. Nice one.
Hype. Let's see if Just Defend can keep this going too.
Yep. Nope.
No,
Not going for
he's
it.
Not going for it. I had a feeling that that might be the case. I know his PB is zip free, which is even more impressive, really, having a low
Yeah, it is.
32. And
Vruche with a pretty awesome setup for a corner boss fight.
Matrix dodging all those blocks too.
Let's see about the early
Nice.
AWP grab. Man. Cool
Nice.
stuff by Vruche.
What a show.
Zip and the early AWP grab. I mean, now I would say he's ahead 30 seconds now, maybe, Vruche.
Yeah, the whole boss fight. Alright, so Vruche is taking on stage 5. Just Defend finishing up Coronat. Stage 5
quick
is kind of scary with all the harpies that randomly spawn. On a bad run, you could have like 8, 12 harpies just pop out of nowhere and jump on top of you.
Yeah. They tend to swarm you. Once one or two of them spawn, it's like they're swarming you, and you have to make quick work of them, get out of there, kill the little flea man in the process. But in the first place, it's important not to get to spawn them anyway. Oh yeah, we were seeing a double early orb. I mean, that is cool. Okay, Vruche now entering the castle 6-1, which is another spike in difficulty. Stage 6 is a pretty difficult, pretty technical stage, and it's pretty much an endurance and a test of your capabilities of speedrunning this game properly.
Yeah, all the enemies start having more health too. If you're doing a low percent run at this point, your leather whip will not kill bats in one hit. So it's like most skeletons where one shot would kill them, now you have to hit them twice. Luckily the cross will take care of most of them, but it is a big jump in difficulty, not just in the platforming, but in the health of the enemies. Alright.
You think we're gonna see a one-cycle chandelier by Vruche?
Absolutely, I think he's gonna go for it. I hope we see it. Yeah, most players will use an audio cue for the jump that Vruche just did.
Looking good so far. Yep.
Yeah, he's set up. He's got this.
Ah, man. Seeing the one cycle is always it gets your heart pumping. This is awesome. It's exciting, and it's one of the
That's one of the hardest things in the entire game. I almost think that's harder than the zip.
Yeah. I mean, the zip is pretty much a thing when you get the setup right, when you get a feel for it, you know, the muscle memory. It's very doable, but the one cycle is very skill based.
Yeah. Looks like Just Defend is going for a safer chandeliers, which I can't really blame him. It's one of those deaths that costs you like a minute and a half, so it's better to make it through your first time through than to risk a death if you're not comfortable.
Yes, if you're not absolutely confident in going one cycle on this, or maybe even going two cycle. Even going two cycle is pretty difficult, so if you're not absolutely 100% confident with it, just do a 3 cycle and get on with it.
Yeah, lots of damage boost in this section. Alright, Just Defend's gonna have one of these ectoplasms kind of hanging around. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. The damage boost on the bat should push him through it.
Yep.
Yeah. So Vruche has quite the lead now between Zip, Cycle Chandelier.
Yep.
He's already through the Skeleton Hellway, and Just Defend still has to battle his way through a couple dozen skellies.
Yep, very clean coffin boost here also. Yeah, he's building up his lead.
Yeah, that coffin boost is really tough to get. the timing is very specific on your inputs. Oh, yeah, Vruche had a troll spawn on the ghost dancers, but
Yep.
luckily he was able to notice it.
Yeah, he's very quick on his feet, and he has seen it all. I mean, he's playing this game so efficiently and so good. He has seen it all, and he's prepared for everything.
Yeah, finishing the stage, 0 hearts, perfect routing. Nice skeleton hellway from Just Defend. Let's see how his coffin boost goes. Oh. Yeah, he's still gonna eat this other boost, but it's fine. It's still quicker than killing all of these guys.
Yeah, it is.
So stage 7. A couple important things, mainly the book jump, and just watching your health as well through the whole stage.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna see it from both players here. The book jump is pretty much one of these things that will go into your muscle memory 100%. You don't have to think about it anymore. You just do it. And Vruche missing the stairs.
Yeah. For stairs like that, you actually want to walk a little bit further than what you would consider to be the start of the stairs, because when you press down, it actually kind of zips you forward a little bit. And he went for it, but it was just a little bit too late. Okay, setting up.
Yes.
Very nice.
Just Defend getting a little trolled by the knight on the left side.
Yeah, he's going for an older strat where you don't kill that guy. You're just kind of letting yourself be a victim to what he chooses to do.
Yep.
Alright. Wow, Vruche is just cleaning up on this stage. I'm finding it hard to find any mistakes in what he's doing. It's just so clean.
Yes, really going strong now. Has shaken the early nerves, no doubt about it. Taking the boost of the statue. Now let's see if Just Defend is gonna set up for the book jump. Yes. And well done.
Perfect. Yeah, Just Defend had a bit of an issue with that first part of the screen where the books weren't quite spawned correctly, and he had to wait a little bit before he got past the first set of books.
Now Sergre cool not being a threat to Vruche.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was even a boss, was it?
I don't know.
Everyone's going, Vruche is heading into everyone's favorite stage, Stage 8, or affectionately known as Stage 8.
Yeah,
lots of one-shot kills.
Yes, and stage 8 is pretty much one perpetual strat. It's just you're moving from one strat to the next, to the next, to the next, and every screen is filled with timed jumps, with precise boosts, and it's a quite short stage, Stage 8. But look at this, taking the top route. I'm sure of it. Yep. And that is pretty much the ideal way you can go. One frame jump. Nope. Not for
He
Vruche.
goes for it in runs, but I can understand not wanting to go for it in a race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was a very spectacular first screen of Stage 8.
Yep. And JD just mopped the floor with Sergre cool. Now moving on to Stage 8. Vruche is gonna go for the meat.
Yeah.
1 pip of health.
That beat really doesn't cost too much time to go for, and it enables so many other boosts that it's definitely a gain overall. This descending section is deceptively complex too. There's a lot of things you can do to save time. Oh, nice.
JD looking like he's gonna take the top route too. Yes, very nicely done. And if Vruche is betting on Vegas again and losing on it, then they're completely together again. So let's take a look at this. Nope, he's not. He's not rolling on Vegas this time. He suffered a death in his last run against Tinway on this very part, so he decided this time not to go for it.
Yeah, Again, another boss. Not really too much of an issue. Triple cross makes very quick work of him. And the early orb crab. Very nice.
Nice. You have to be
Yeah,
in a
that-
very in a pixel perfect spot pretty much on this right platform to reach this early orb. So very well done from Vruche.
Yeah, and even with right positioning, it's still 50-50.
Yep. Vruche now heading into the treasury, a very beautiful level. It's the Scrooge McDuck level of this game. Nice fun
Not
fact.
recommended at home. Don't jump into piles of gold.
No, don't do that. Wasn't that even a topic in Family Guy? I believe it was.
Oh.
Ooh.
Just Defend gambled
Oh,
on Vegas,
no.
unfortunately.
Oh, no. Yep.
Unfortunately, that didn't work out. There wasn't much he could do. The platforms just disappeared from underneath him.
Yeah,
You
Vegas.
gotta respect the gamble.
You gotta respect it, and Vegas will do that to you. I mean, it's pretty much a 3-to-1 chance to get killed on Vegas, maybe even 2-to-1. So, kudos for going for it. And the time loss isn't too great on the death here, thankfully, because you get the cross back right away.
Yeah, and you're pretty easily able to get your double and triple back early in stage 9. Vruche is already halfway through.
Yeah, still building his lead.
Yeah, textbook stage 9, not going for the spike jump. Going
Yeah.
for something a little bit slower, but a lot safer.
We have seen the spike jump a couple of times in this tournament already.
Yep.
I believe even by Vruche in his first match. I'm not exactly sure, but we have seen it a few times. But of course, incredibly hard to pull off.
But at least it's consistent now. A couple of years ago, it was a strat that you could do, but without a setup. Oh. Just Defend tried to go through those skellies with damage boosts and lost his iframes at the least opportune time.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Now he's gonna have to go for spare crosses, which are, and then on the next screen on the upper platform, guarded by a skeleton and a bat. It's quite time consuming to get it. And now Vruche with the Zap Bat fight, getting a breakup at a very good height.
Yeah.
Just stacking crosses on top.
Oh no. They were all like one hit each to die.
Yeah. JD taking it safe now with the skeleton.
Yeah. Also using the opportunity to build up his triples.
Yes, which is quite easy on this stage because you have so many candles to hit with your sub weapon. So building up the multipliers isn't too hard at this stage.
Oh, are we gonna see? Aw. Alright.
Now JD, how? That is interesting. JD ring glitching over this wall. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it's a pretty neat trick. It would be cool if it saved time in an 80% run, but if you have to go up and grab the meat, it is a little bit faster than turning around and going back underneath, as long as you catch it.
Yeah, very ballsy. I mean, the time loss was there, and I believe. Oh no! Oh no! JD,
Yeah,
what are you doing?
he ducked under the bullet, but he stood up just a little bit too quick and hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah. Oh man.
Vruche hitting the early ring. Alright, see if we can get the boost here. Okay, he's got the axe armor facing the right way. Very nice. That damage boost is very, very good. Saves a lot of time.
Yep. Very good ascent from Vruche. Gets the early snap on the ring. Continues upward. Very solid. Very quick ascent.
Yeah, So we get to see the secret room here for JD.
Yeah, and he grabbed the axe by accident. Ah, you know, when it pours, it rains. When it rains, it pours.
Yep.
You have to. The axe is exactly on the way out to this vacuum, so you really have to make sure not to grab it by accident, which is exactly what happened to JD.
By accident?
Yep, by accident. Now Vruche handling the mummy. I believe it was a 2-cycle.
Yeah, he didn't get very nice spawns, but he still made it through. His health was very scary there. But actually, luckily for Just Defend, the axe isn't a terrible weapon to have for this boss. It's one of the few sub-weapons that will actually be able to hit when in the first phase.
Yeah, especially considering when you can't get a good breakup on the bed and it's still very high. You can hit it with the axe as opposed to having to cross at this point. Now Vruche trying his best to reduce lag on the bat bridge by whipping back at the bats and collecting hearts on the way, because you want to have about 40 hearts when you're going up to Slaughter on B2. Yeah. So he's making sure to collect all of those excess hearts in those candles. And now stairs boss, please don't do anything bad to Vruche.
It would even out the race a little bit. You never know. I'm not going to call for it to happen, but if it does happen.
Yeah, we're having no commentator's curse so far. So let's try to keep it that way.
Alright, we're going to see a ring snap. Nice. Yep. That's a really cool looking strat on top of it being a quick strat too.
Ring glitch. Well done.
That was scary. I thought he was too far right. I thought his toe was going to touch the spike.
Getting boosted up there by the dollar hand. Very nice. Now, do you think he's gonna go for the second meat up on the ledge to the left? Yep, he will.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He got a good pattern on those ascending platforms, so he did go for it. Now entering Flagra, and I mean Vruche, he's such a pro. He will make short work of him.
Yeah. This is one of the hardest boss fights, if not the hardest boss fight in the whole game, if you're going for 80% strats. Getting this cross layered properly over the boss is very, very difficult.
Yep. All about layering the crosses on this hitbox, really, but look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was insane. Gaibon is probably the easiest of the final 4 bosses.
Yeah, and JD had to take a little detour on the right side of the ascent to get a meat. He was a little bit low on health. He got the early snap and has to work around that a little bit because he got a trolley axe knight. Yep. Now he's taking a safe approach to the Bone Dragon, going up to Mummy's platform now on the clock tower. While Vruche is approaching death, and his strategy was one I stole from his death.
The timing cross is amazing for this fight.
Yep. You have to make sure to get the timing of these crosses right to gauge the first sickle throw of death. And that was a textbook fight against death.
JD had a 1-cycle spawn, but unfortunately only had a double and not a triple, so he couldn't capitalize.
Yep, Vruche directly proceeding to Dracula, no need for the secret stash. He will get 10 additional hearts en route to Dracula, and 20 will be enough for a player of Vruche's caliber. I think he will be looking at a 6 or a 7 cycle here.
Yeah, and more than enough hearts if he has to do the 7 cycle as well. Ideally, you want to see 3 pips per cycle. You can get 4, but that's almost RNG based on where he spawns, unless you're going for the quick diagonal whips as well. Nicely set up for the 6th cycle. Very clean fight.
Going into the second phase now with no spare meat, but he'll do fine. Yep, and that's it.
Very nice. I was worried he might not have got the 6.
Very good race, very clean race by Vruche here, defeating Dracula in a very, very good fashion. It's gonna be a 32-20, I believe. An extremely good pace for a tournament race, so GG's to Vruche for winning this race. Well done.
Wow, that's a race PB for him as well. Yeah, it's a 32:26 SRL time, which has that extra 4 seconds before the official timer would start. Oh, JD, my heart.
Yeah, he bested his previous race time by 30 seconds, which is very impressive. And he was going deathless this time, not betting on Vegas, so that was a wise decision. Now JD making his final approach to Slogger's room, not going for the spare meat on the left side with 3 pips of health missing, but enough crosses to get a quick fight against Slogger.
I do believe that's the best race time in the entire tournament so far.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is the best race time so far.
Crazy. That is insane. Yeah. Vruche is someone that you guys need to keep your eyes open for.
Yes, he's a very, very serious contender of winning this tournament. I mean,
yeah.
Looking at those race times, they're just insane. I mean, it's less than 1 minute away from world record in a tournament race, and that is most impressive. JD getting a little bit trolled by Slogger here, but not too bad.
Yeah, it still has a good heart count.
Very good first phase against Gaibon.
Yeah, he's got a lot of awesome, like, unique timing setups where he kind of walked into the middle of the room and then walked back out to set up the timing for his crosses.
Yeah, and as mentioned by some folks on the chat, we could see a semi-final between Vruche and JC. I mean, that would be something.
Yeah. Death.
Yep, JD having a pretty good death altogether. And I mean, you have to give it to him. JD, he's still on a very, very good race pace. Even suffering a few deaths. But he knew who he was up against.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to go for the hard stuff and hope it works out.
Oh, he's opting not to go for the secret stash.
Yeah, he's got enough hearts and only 4 health down. That's not so bad.
Yep.
Even if he were to hold back on his damage to force a meat spawn on the 3rd cycle, it's still faster than hopping down to pick up the meat. But that's not happening.
Eddie getting a little hot-footed here.
Yeah, that was really close. That was some nice moves.
Yeah. He's got the moves. Now, with the safety meat going into phase 2.
Yeah. He can just tank this section, go for max damage, and not really care about his health.
I don't think we're looking at a 36-40 or 50 here. 36-30. So, Just Defend defeating Dracula with a very good race time, 36-30-ish, I would say. Man, what a good race. I mean, but he was going against one of the very best of this game. He did all he could, so please Put your hands together for Just Defend, finishing this race in 36:30. Now let's look at the official race time.
Yeah,
DD.
36:33 is the SRL race time.
All right, 36:33. JD, you're just forgetting to split, or I don't know. But it's a 36:33 anyway, so GG's to Just Defend, and of course to the winner, Vruche. And we're hoping to see them both in the booth after a minute.
Yeah, that was a pleasure. That was great fun to watch.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And again, a fantastic race by Vruche, who's showing again that he's one of the most consistent and best players of this game out there, beating JC's time by quite a margin. So let's see. Let's get these guys in here.
Like, this 32 time is insane to me, honestly. Like, anything low 32 or lower it's something else.
Yeah, it's really something. I mean, like I said, it's less than a minute away from the world record, and that in a race, in a tournament, just shows how skilled of a player he really is.
Yeah.
Hello? Hi.
Hello!
Yeah, we have Vruche in the booth. Vruche, congratulations. 32, what was the official time, DD? The official race time?
Race time was 32:26.
26. In a race, in a tournament, besting JC's best time so far. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's by far my best race time ever I think. I only got a couple high 32 in races, but this one is, yeah, I'm very happy with this run, obviously. Hey, JD. Hi. GG's.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, and we were looking at Vegas Bridge, especially because we knew that you were gambling on Vegas Bridge during your last race against Tin, and you lost the gamble. So this time, was it a conscious decision to stay behind and not roll on Vegas?
Yeah, I decided not to go for it unless I was on PB pace or something, and I felt really confident. But yeah, no, that wasn't a good idea to go for it last time, so I didn't do it again, obviously.
Yeah, and it really paid off. Just waiting for a safe cycle to cross the bridge, and I mean, that was the result. The very best race time, your personal and of the tournament so far. So, well done, man. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
And we're now looking at Vruche. Just so in case you don't know, we're looking at a possible semi-final. You against JC. What do you think about that?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he still has to beat Frozen Ice Flame, I believe. So Frozen's PB is in the 34, if I remember correctly. So
yes, it's correct.
We never know. He could win. So it's not sure yet if I'm gonna face JC next round. But
yeah, it's not sure. That's correct, but we could be looking at this. So the prospect of this semifinal is something to really look forward to.
Yep.
So we also have in the commentators booth Just Defend, the runner-up to this race. And I mean, JD, you knew who you were up against. Vruche is one of the most consistent runners of this game. How do you felt going into this race?
I'm just relieved that it's over. It was a nightmare run for me. Yeah. I mean, you hit it on the head. Vruche is one of the best. I've known Vruche for many years, and not just in this game, in other Castlevania games too. So it's a very good speedrunner, and I knew a 34 wasn't gonna cut it for me. Some sort of maybe a decent 33 run. So I did a risk assessment on like some of the things I needed to do, and well, once I took that first death and then the second death, I knew that it just wasn't good enough.
Yeah, we noticed beforehand in the introduction that your submitted PB of 32:32 was 6 years ago. So the burning question is, did you have any new PB for yourselves unsubmitted during the last 6 years?
Oh gosh, no, that's 6 years ago is the best I gave it, and yeah, and just I think it was a good stopping point for me for playing Castlevania 4 because at that time we were doing like weekly races with me and some older speedrunners like Joe and Furious Paul, and yeah, once they sort of moved on, it was also time for me to move on. I felt like.
Yeah,
I
and
want
again,
to point out that you got low 32 6 years ago. That was a really amazing time at 6 years ago. So GG's for that. And I also want to mention that I first learned the game using your tutorial you made about 6 years ago. In 2015, I started. So thank you for that.
No, absolutely, you're welcome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the teacher becomes the student. The student becomes the master. You know how it goes. So,
yeah.
it's good that we have newer runners now, and that they're keeping the glory going.
Yeah, I also said in the introduction that you're one of the pioneers of the modern CV4 speedrunning. So a lot of people, including myself, have to thank you for that, for just d- for just creating all these strategies and making the speedrun accessible to a lot of players, a lot of new players. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for that. And I think I speak for many others who are running or thinking about running this game.
Oh, hey, you're all very welcome, and hey, all the viewers that are tuning in for this early morning race for the United States viewers, I guess. But I'm happy that we have such an international representation now, and got like European and just all over.
Yes, very much so. So, DD, do you have anything else?
I just want to say it was a pleasure to watch this race. Both of you guys did a great job, and I'm really appreciative of you putting in the time to race for us. And just yeah, you guys are awesome. You're heroes to me.
Guys, best of luck with everyone's matches going forward because we're cutting down to maybe top 32, and the matches probably get even closer than this.
Yeah, and with that being said, congratulations again to Vruche, who will be moving on into the quarterfinal. His next opponent isn't is has seen to be uh, pulled into the next round. We're gonna cover that, of course. So if you haven't done already, please make sure to follow the Castlevania Speedruns channel. And again, thank you to Just Defend for his awesome race. It was still a very good race time. And the next match will be going off today, which is between, let me look it up here real quick, Croonin and Cyphrin. That is one to look forward to also. To both of them very proficient CV4 runners. And this match will take place on 11:30 p.m. GMT. I'm sorry, I don't have any US time
That's
zone info on
7:30
that.
p.m. Eastern.
All right, so that's gonna be our evening match for today. And
There's a triple header tomorrow as well.
yeah, tomorrow, Friday, this is this is gonna be awesome because we have in the time span of, let me take a look at it. 3 hours we have 3 matches, and in the afternoon we have 1 additional match. So tomorrow is an absolute blast regarding matches. Friday we will be having 4 matches. So that is definitely something to look forward to. But right now, for today, we have 1 match, like you said, 7:30 Eastern between Krunen and Cyphrin. And we hope to see you again all later this day. And now, please stay in the channel so we can raid. So thank you
Yep.
for watching, and we're going to see you all later.
See you guys. Thank you.